Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alina Batul and I am foundation level student at Rehan School. Today I'm going to ask questions from Maya and she will give me answers. So hi Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great, Alina. Ready when you are.
Okay. So my first question to you is what is the origin of the word okay?
Let me check on that. It actually started as a joke in Boston back in the late 1830s. People were intentionally misspelling correct as old correct and then shortening it to okay. It
Okay.
really took off in 1840 during Martin Van Buren's presidential campaign because his nickname was Old Kinderhook.
Now tell me when was okay first used in the history?
Let me look into that. It first showed up in print on March 23rd, 1839 in the Boston Morning Post. Like I mentioned, it was part of this trend back then where people would make jokes by abbreviating misspelled phrases.
Okay, now tell me, what does OK originally stand for?
Originally, it stood for All Correct, which was just a playful misspelled version of All Correct.
Thanks. How did OK become
No,
popular worldwide?
let me see here. It really gained momentum from that Martin Van Buren campaign, but the real reason it went global was just how versatile it is. Short, clear, and works in almost any situation to show agreement, which made it easy to travel, trade, and eventually the media.
How did different cultures interpret OK?
Let me look into that. Actually, pretty wild how different it can be. While we use it for approval, the okay gesture is considered a vulgar insult in Brazil and some Mediterranean countries. In Japan, it can mean money, and in some Middle Eastern cultures, it's seen as the evil eye, which is more of a threat.
Is OK used in every language?
It's definitely one of the most recognized words on the planet. It's like the universal shorthand that almost everyone understands, regardless of what their native language is.
Okay. Now
Ready for the
tell
next
me,
one? I'm listening.
what are the some translations of OK in other languages?
Let me check that. A lot of languages just use okay as a loan word, but there are native ways to say it too. In Spanish, you say está bien. In French, it's d'accord. And in German, you can say in Ordnung. For others, you've got ho in Mandarin. Is in in Turkish, they use
Okay, now tell me why do people use OK in conversation so frequently?
Mm, let me think about that. It's mostly because it's so neutral and versatile. You can use it to agree with someone, acknowledge you heard them, or even signal that you're ready to change the subject. It just fits in almost any emotional context without sounding too formal or too rude.
Can OK express emotions other than agreement?
Let me check on that. Oof, definitely. It's all in the tone. Depending on how you say it, okay can sound indifferent, like you don't really care, or even passive aggressive. And when someone says, I'm okay, they might actually be hiding that they're upset or just want some space.
Why do people sometimes use OK to show hesitation?
Mm, look into that. It's because okay can be a way to acknowledge what someone said without actually agreeing with it. If the tone is a bit off, it acts like a buffer. It lets the person know you're listening, but it gives you a second to process your doubt or uncertainty before you fully commit to an answer.
How is tone important when saying okay?
Let me check on that. Tone is basically everything with okay. A high, rising tone sounds friendly or enthusiastic, like you're genuinely on board. But if it's low and drawn out, it can sound reluctant or like you're not totally convinced. Even in a text, a period at the end of okay can make it feel cold or annoyed, while an exclamation point makes it feel warm.
Why is okay one of the most spoken words globally?
Let me look in. It's mostly because it's incredibly simple to pronounce in almost any language, and it's ridiculously versatile. It can be a verb, an adjective, or just an exclamation. Plus, with American movies and music spreading everywhere, and now with OK buttons on basically every piece of technology we use, it's just become the default way for the world to say, got it.
How do children learn to use the word okay?
Let me check on that. They mostly pick it up by mimicking the adults around them. Parents use it all the time to check for agreement, saying, we're leaving now, okay? So kids quickly learn that it's a way to signal they understand or agree. They just absorb it from the context of their daily conversations.
How do emojis change the meaning of okay?
Let me see. Emojis basically act as the tone of voice for text. And okay with the thumbs up can feel like a quick got it, but some people actually find the thumbs up a bit cold or passive aggressive. Then you have okay hand emoji, which can be a genuine perfect or just totally sarcastic depending on who's sending it. It just adds a layer of emotion that word alone doesn't have.
Can okay be used sarcastically?
Absolutely. It's actually one of the best words for sarcasm. If someone says something totally ridiculous and you respond with a flat, drawn out, okay, you're basically telling them they're crazy without actually saying it. That gap between the literal meaning of agreement and the tone of disbelief that makes it work.
What are some funny misunderstandings involving okay?
Um, Let me check on that. Most of the funny or misunderstandings happen with a hand gesture rather than the word. Like in the US, the OK sign just means everything's good. But if you do that in Brazil, it's basically the same as, giving someone the middle finger. In France, it can actually mean zero or that something is worthless. It's a classic case of a gesture meaning something totally different depending on where you are.
Okay, now tell me, what makes
I'm
okay a universal word?
It's a mix of simplicity and versatility. And since it's so short and easy to pronounce, it doesn't really fight with the phonetics of other languages. But more than
What
that, it fills a basic human need. And you
what
quickly
is the
acknowledge something.
psychological effect of saying okay?
Let me look into that. Psychologically, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. One hand, it's a great tool for lowering tension because it signals neutrality and acknowledgement. But on the other hand, using it too much can make someone seem emotionally detached or disinterested.
So
When people
Maya,
say,
my last
Mhm.
question to you is, why is okay considered as the world's favorite word?
Let me see about that. It really comes down to the fact that it's the ultimate safe word. It's short, neutral, and doesn't require a lot of emotional heavy lifting. Whether you're in Tokyo, New York, or Islamabad, okay gets the job done without any fuss.
Thank you so much,
It's
Maya,
just
for your
the most
answers my question. तो थैंक यू सो मच व्यूवर्स, आज का हमारा माया के साथ टॉक सेशन इतना ही था। मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग। अल्लाह हाफिज। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।